Hi, I'm Christopher Marks, and welcome to College of Southern Maryland's Declassified School Survival Guide, where we talk about thoughts on students' minds about CSM. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, our first guest, Maurice White, will give us the scoop. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with student Maurice White. We're talking about things going on the campus of CSM. Maurice, thank you for being here on the show today.
All right.
The first question for you is, how long have you actually been a student here at College of Southern Maryland?
Well, as far as I know, I've been here for a year now. I've taken 3 semesters.
So a year and a half then, right?
Just about.
So
Yeah.
what is your major here at the College of Southern Maryland?
It is electrical engineering.
Electrical engineering. Well, what made you delve into that field coming out of the high school and into college?
Well, I've seen my father set up a electrical, what you call that thing, the lamppost.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin was trying to help out, and he decided to cut a wire in the rain for some reason, but it didn't work out well after he just shocked himself. So I decided, hey, how about you find someone that can actually do this stuff?
Okay.
So I wanted to help him out.
So, electrical engineering, what are some of the positive aspects of CSM that you enjoy in your 3 semesters since you've been on campus?
Well, I love to interact with people because they seem well warming.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the food, that's one. And I really enjoy the rec room where you get to just relax and play video games and stuff.
Okay, so those are some of the positives. What about some of the negative aspects of this campus?
There's really not much besides, well, I know there's the connection as far as when you're trying to call someone on your cell phone or text, but I can understand why they do that as far as like cheating or anything.
Are there any other reoccurring problems that you face while on the campus here at CSM?
Not one that comes to mind, actually, no. So
Okay.
it's pretty cool.
Well, you've been here for 3 semesters now. What do you find most challenging about your classes here at CSM?
I'd have to say, as far as challenge, just the time, because, well, since I work, it's kind of hard to keep up with everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to manage it as best as I can.
And talk about that. How do you manage your time? What kind of things do you do to make sure that you have enough time to get your schoolwork done and balance that with work?
Well, I make sure I do everything in the daytime. So I work mornings from Sunday, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and Tuesdays and Thursdays for school.
Okay, that's great. Are you part of any clubs here on campus?
No, I'm not at the moment.
But you do know that there are clubs available for different students in different kind of realms.
Yes.
And okay, cool. So you know that's something you can take care of. Did you also know that there is free online and personal tutoring at this?
I didn't know it until you just said it, actually.
Really? So we're making progress here. Would that be something that, given your schedule and if you're running into problems, you would be interested in taking part in?
I mean, yes, anybody could use help. So if I need help, I'll just come here.
Yeah, right. We just look it up, and there we go from there. Did you know that CSM offers, you said free online tutoring, but they also have the library and online databases. Do you take advantage of those when you're doing your schoolwork?
Yes, whenever I can, possibly.
So do you find it, given today's day and age, online databases more helpful than the library? I know, when I was younger, library was the main thing, but now you can just get on the internet. So people say libraries are becoming obsolete. Do you see that here, or?
Honestly, no. I see a lot of people go to the library just reading or just getting on the internet, do anything, actually.
What are your thoughts on online classes and Blackboard? Being a student who also works full time, are online classes kind of the way to go, or is your major a field where you can't really take online classes?
Well, I say that would depend on the person because some people don't prefer getting online because, well, some just lazy to get online, period. So, and since they're paying for classes, well, me personally, I just prefer just going to the campus instead of doing online because it actually gets me out of the house. Has something to do instead of just sitting on the computer all day.
Obviously, we're on a college campus and we have online classes. We have full semester classes, and we also have half semester classes where they cram everything in 6 weeks. Have you ever taken one of those classes? And if so, what are your thoughts on those?
You mean like a mini session?
Yeah, like a mini session.
Well, I took a mini section for, I believe it was psychology class. It was pretty fun. I was able to interact with people there. Although the class was 3 hours long, but it was worth it.
Yeah. 3-hour classes. Do you find it maybe they lose some things in translation because there's so much being crammed in?
Not at all, actually. You just have to get comfortable with the people.
Do you take advantage of SAO?
When you say SAO, I think of Sword Art Online, but I don't know what that is.
Okay. What about advising? Are the advisors helpful to you when you go to them for advice in classes to take and scheduling and such?
Oh, I have to give them props. They know just about everything you need. So any questions you need to ask of them, they have the answers.
And they make sure that the classes you've taken, if you do want to transfer to another institution, that they'll be able to transfer?
Oh, yes.
And always, when you get into a college, no matter where you go, busing, parking, transportation, how does CSM handle all those things?
Well, the bus normally comes on time, so it may be probably 5 minutes late or so, or 5 minutes early, but either way, it's in the range, so you won't really have to worry about anything as much as far as transportation.
All right, Maurice, well, thank you for being my guest
All right,
on
cool.
the show. We are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk to our next guest, Ashley Jones. Stay tuned.
At CSM, I've gotten real hands-on experience to use at my job, cybersecurity, information assurance, that's always changing.
Bad things happen, and so we need professionals out there to be able to respond to it. Is the information that I'm putting out there going to be secure? And oftentimes those new problems require new solutions.
CSM is reaching out and pulling the appropriate people in to train those that need to learn the knowledge. And it's great to be able to take those courses to maintain your certifications.
When severe weather is on its way, find out about delays and closings by signing up for CSM Text. Get emergency updates right on your phone. Just text READY to 79516. You can also check the school's website at csmd.edu or one of the following network stations. When severe weather strikes, be ready.
I'm Charles Thompson, and I'm pleased to be joined by our next guest, Ashley Jones. Ashley, thank you for being here on the show today.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Now, we just saw Maurice. He was just on talking about his experience here at the College of Southern Maryland. How about you? How long have you been a student here?
I've been kind of like an off and on student for the past 3 years, actually, just because of personal financial reasons, mostly.
Now, what year did you graduate high school, and do you also have a job full time that you're balancing with college?
I graduated in 2012, and ever since I graduated, I've been balancing full-time school and full-time work. At one point, I was working 3 jobs and going to school full-time.
Wow. So what is your major here at College of Southern Maryland?
Digital media production.
Digital media production. Okay. So you're right in my field of work.
Yes, yes.
That's great. What kind of, what are some of the positive aspects here at the College of Southern Maryland that you've enjoyed in your time here?
Mostly the fact that when I graduated high school, there wasn't many colleges that I was looking at that I really liked their programs, and then also I couldn't afford it. So coming to CSM, I was able to afford it, and they were actually offering the digital media production program. So it got me excited because that's exactly what I wanted to get into. So it was kind of like a win-win. I get to stay home and build up my money and still go to school at the same time.
Okay, so let's build off that a little bit. Talk about some of the things that you like out of the digital media production, major here in the program that's being offered here at CSM.
The fact that they have a studio, it's small, but it works, especially since we're all, here to learn and we're all newbies. So I like the fun projects and being able to be hands-on, because I'm a hands-on learner. I can't sit and read a textbook all day about camera angles and lighting. It's easier for me to come into the studio and actually work with the cameras and work with the mics and the talent. So it's kind of fun.
Obviously, a very good program here. I'm going to say that. But any kind of negative aspects of the campus that you've encountered since you've been here?
Honestly, quite a few actually. For my personal opinion, just from my experiences, trying to get into school and keep up with my schedule time management wise, but then also sometimes the classes that you would like to take aren't offered when you'd like to take them, so you have to wait another semester or just try to do an independent study. And sometimes when you have hands-on classes that require more than one person, like the studio classes, it's kind of hard to do an independent study with something like that.
Absolutely, but as we know, things get done. And,
Yeah,
you
make it work.
have to make it work.
Yeah.
Are you part of any clubs here on campus?
Out of Focus Film Club.
Mm-hmm. And just talk about the Out of Focus Film Club and what kind of things you guys do there and how you guys get together.
Out of Focus Film Club was actually started earlier this year in the spring semester by Charles, our president. He's kind of cool. I like the fact that a lot of the people that I'm in the club I actually know well with and have taken classes with. So we all get along really well. And we try to produce little projects, get our name and stuff out there, try to get students who aren't in our major into the thing so that they can kind of see what goes on. And a lot of students are actually interested in it. So it's kind of cool to bring in outsiders and get them to view and experience this stuff too.
What are your opinions on online classes? Obviously, digital media production is a hands-on type of major. But if there were classes that were offered in your field that could be taken online, would you be able to take them? Would you want to take them?
Not really, just because like I said before, I am a hands-on person, and it is kind of difficult yes, you can communicate with your professor still, but when you really want that learning experience, it's kind of hard to do that, typing on a computer all day.
Obviously, we talked to Maurice about it in the last break, but there's 15-week classes and there's 6-week classes to mini semesters. Have you taken those? And what are your feelings on 6-week classes, trying to cram all that information into just one 6-week period?
It can go well, and it could go either way, 50-50. One class I did take was math, which was actually a bad idea. You should not take a mini session math class. That's too much to cram in at one time. But if you were to do a different class, maybe an elective or something, that would be different. Because I feel like you'd actually be able to have fun or learn more and not feel as much pressure with an elective, like maybe an art class or something that you would actually be able to get into versus a math or science class.
Now, did you know that CSM offers free online services and tutoring? Did you know that?
I've actually done tutoring for math before here.
So you took the tutoring class for the 6-week class.
The tutoring was better than the 6-week class, actually. I learned a little bit more there.
Yeah. Talk about the deadlines that you face as a college student, and especially as a person who has job and a life outside of school.
It's definitely always crunch time. And I stress easy, so when I'm sitting there trying to go to work and then study and then also try to plan out my projects, and you have a lot of people that are connected with it, so you have to be able to coordinate and direct and be efficient with everything. And it's kind of hard because you're like trying to make money so I can go to school, and then trying to go to school and balance it all. It's kind of crazy, but I say don't try to take it all in at one time, because I tried that, did not work out. That's why I'm kind of still here. Should have graduated a while ago.
What about time management? How do you, as a young adult, and even when you get older, learn to manage your time? Because there are people, young people, older people who just don't know how to manage their time. And it happens in all aspects of life.
I think it's a personal thing. You have to find your niche, what really works for you. Your schedule, you definitely have to be really good with your schedule and figuring out what's more important, prioritize, and be able to get the things that you know need to be done now, and then things that you can put off a little bit, you can do that. But it does get a little difficult when finals come around and when, you know, boss says, hey, we can't let you take off for 2 days so you can go film. You know, it gets difficult, but you kind of just have to go with the flow and figure it out on your way.
Okay, Ashley, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Great. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, you'll meet Charles Thompson. He's our man on the street.
At CSM, I got a pathway that helped lead me where I wanted to be.
That's where I really got that hands-on experience, was through that practicum.
Yeah.
So that's what really solidified, okay, yes, this is what I want to do.
The instructors were big on collaboration with your peers.
Yes.
You know, so
Yes.
that's a huge part of teaching. When you actually get a teaching job, you work with your team.
At CSM, I get real experience, real life situations, so then I will be prepared to go to a 4-year school and to eventually be a teacher.
I'm Charles Thompson here at the CSM Library trying to get the real scoop on CSM. So do you feel like there is a lot of life at CSM from the students?
Yes, I do. There's definitely a lot that goes on. Students create different groups. We just are getting a debate club going up and running. We have a lot of different activities here on campus, but are students aware of that? I don't think so.
Do you think if you did take a mini session, it would be easier for you or harder?
It would be easier to get the work done that fast, but in the long run, in retaining information, that's the hard part.
Do you think that if you take a mini session that's 6 weeks long, would it be harder for you or would you stay more focused?
I mean, I feel like I probably would stay more focused, but I also wouldn't, like she said, I wouldn't want to feel rushed. I wouldn't want to feel like that I'm just trying to get it out the way and just pass with a C. I want to be able to pass my classes with A's and B's. So I think that with having the full term come out, I'm like, all right, I have more time to be able to get the extra help I need. I don't feel like I'm rushed to get all my papers in or try to do this and this and this and this. So it's actually, I like it better. I would rather not do it, but if I had to, I would.
And what are your thoughts on CSM and being here for as long as you have been?
I love it here, to be honest. I absolutely love it here. I mean, I just feel like this was the right choice to make. When I graduated, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and this was the best place for me to come, for me to actually realize that this is what I wanted to do. I was studying psychology at first, didn't really like it, and I was able to change my major, change up all my classes, and now I feel a lot better with the way that I'm doing things. So I actually like it here a lot.
So would you say time management is a key, factor that college students need now, or what do you think is a key characteristic?
Time management, man, definitely. There's a lot that goes on campus through clubs, through events, through work, and if you don't manage your time well, you're gonna struggle with trying to keep your grades up for school. You're gonna miss deadlines. You're gonna be overwhelmed and stressed out.
I have a lot of advice for the new coming students. I mean, my biggest thing to them would be that this is not a joke, to really be able to get your education, because this is a very beautiful opportunity that a lot of us have to come here and really get our education. I think a lot of new students also take that for granted, like, oh yeah, it's just a community college, I can stock off as much as I want to, because that was my same mindset my first semester. I was like, oh yeah, I can do whatever I want. No, this isn't a game. This would just be like going to any other 4-year college, except for you have a little bit more freedom than I would per se being in high school. But I mean, I think it's a great opportunity, and I think that I would recommend this college to anybody. Any 2-year college, I would recommend it to anybody that really isn't sure what they want to do, or they're just kind of like, well, I want to go to school. Just take a couple classes. It's not going to hurt you at all.
Are you aware of the resources CSM has, for example, the databases, free online tutoring, as well as person and counseling?
Right, but I had to go find out on my own.
You've had any negative experiences with Blackboard?
Yes. Sometimes discussion posts don't post. Information, it's not there. But it's very limited to that. I mean, I haven't had a lot of negative effects with Blackboard. I mean, there's a time when it shuts down, but you just gotta adjust your schedule not to be submitting deadlines when it's shutting down, right, or at midnight when everybody else is submitting their work.
Yes. 11:58 is crunch time.
How long do you take advantage of the library and the databases?
The databases whenever I can when I'm at home, but the library just when I'm here on campus, probably 3-4 days a week.
How long do you stay at the campus and study for?
I'd say 5 hours a day.
And what do you think of the teachers and classes that you take?
I really like the teachers. It's really easy to speak to them because it's so few of us and it's really hands-on.
And what do you think about Blackboard?
Blackboard's really efficient too. That's actually how I get to our resources.
Check out, Student Life. Student Life has a lot of ways to connect students to different events that are happening on campus, different clubs. Talk with people in your class. You can learn a lot what's going on. Don't be afraid to ask questions because what you're thinking, wanting to say in class, I'm pretty sure majority of the classes are thinking the same thing. But have fun, get involved. Don't just leave CSM after students' class is over, or you have free time. Check out, see what's on campus. There's always something going on every single day.
At CSM, I've gotten real hands-on
Welcome
experience
back.
to
and
use
we are
at my job.
pleased to be joined by our final guest of the day, Lacey Davis. Lacey, thanks for joining me on the show today.
It's nice to be here.
Now tell me, how long have you been a student here at College of Southern Maryland?
I've been going on 3 years.
3 years?
I've been working in school, and obviously I have a job and family, and I'm taking care of sick grandmother, so I fit school in.
Okay, so we have been talking about time management, and now sick grandma involved, a full-time job. How do you manage your time here at CSM?
The best thing I can do is write everything down. I have a big board in my room, and I try to schedule it best I can, but you're never able to control the universe.
Yeah, you things about that. What is your major here on the campus?
Digital media production.
Really? Okay. So also in my field of work.
Yes, yeah.
Talk about some of the positive aspects of CSM and the positive aspects of the major of digital media production here at campus.
Digital media production, the benefits that I see is that you're able to create any idea you have in your head. You'll be able to film it, and you'll be able to go out and write stories and stuff, and tell stories for others and yourself. And the best part of going to College of Southern Maryland is the diversity. And you get inspired by other people's ideas and stuff like that.
One of the questions that I have, and it's because, I do teach here, and I'm more of a hands-on teacher. What's it like to go through a class, say mine, where it's hands-on, and then go into another class, say that's all out of a textbook? How do you balance those two types of classes?
The balance is you have to read the textbook to get the knowledge, but it's nothing like hands-on experience. Hands-on experience cannot be beat at all. The book, yes, you can read it all day, but until you try it and apply what you learn, you will never learn something.
Talk about some of the negative aspects here at the campus, some of the things that maybe the College of Southern Maryland can work on in the future.
I believe that you'll be surprised by this, but it's not that many negatives here that I've seen. This is my opinion, of course. The food is good. The parking is great. I don't see anything outside of the sports programs. Maybe you can win some championships. That's it.
But they do have some good sports programs here.
Of course
they offer
they
an
do.
awful lot, yeah.
Of course they do.
Were you aware of some of the free online services and the tutoring that takes place here on the campus?
No, I was not. I know about the tutoring. I found that out in the library. They market that aspect, but online I have not received tutoring on the website.
Do you like the online databases and the library here? I know, like some of my age, libraries were a big part of my college experience, but as we get older and technology increases, libraries kind of get phased out.
Yeah, it's a different experience without actually picking up the book and you're scrolling through pages online. But at the end of the day, you learn, you're learning. It doesn't have, it's technology.
Now, obviously, like right now, we're in the middle of the fall semester, or near the end of the fall semester, 15 weeks. Mini-semester getting ready to start, which is a 6-week class where they condense everything down. Have you ever taken one, and if so, what are your feelings on those shorter, condensed classes?
My take on a shorter condensed class, if you're short of time, then that's the best class for you. I wouldn't take more than 2 classes doing a mini session because of all the work you're being piled on in a short amount of time, but it's okay.
Now, obviously, being in the digital media production major, you've heard of the Out of Focus Club. Are you a part of that club or any others on the campus?
No, I'm not a part of that club, but I've actually seen a meeting going on, and it looked like they have fun. They discuss film and stuff like that.
Do you think CSM does a good job offering clubs to let students get together, maybe have study groups and such like that on the campus?
I think it's a great job, and it's a big help to students to have that social aspect of learning.
Talk about, as a person with a full-time job, a caretaker for a sick grandma, full-time student, and deadlines, and how you manage to work around these deadlines and get your work in on time.
That's a tough thing, you know, dealing with deadlines because you have a little bit of time, but it's all about managing your time. I would recommend, if I was to do it, because I'm about to graduate, if I was to do this all over again, I would put more time in actually getting my schoolwork done before I leave CSM.
Really?
Yes.
How about advisors? What kind of dealings have you had with advisors here on the campus, and how have they helped you progress through your time here on the campus? Advisors
Work with me for my schedule, and I explain my schedule to them, and they kind of advise me on what classes to pick and the best classes to choose and what to take at the right time so I can be successful.
Okay, so they allowed you to help you also schedule around your work and such like that. Have you had problems, as our previous guest Ashley did, trying to find classes being offered at certain times, and if not, having to wait a whole semester to take them?
Yes, I have that problem. Before, there was a class that was offered in math. It was online, strictly. It was a hybrid class, online and in class, and it was only offered at Prince Frederick campus. And of course, that's kind of far from where I am, my workplace.
Okay, that's my next question. Talk about online classes. Have you taken them, and is something with, being a person who has a full-time job and is busy, that you would take or recommend to other students?
I've taken online classes, and I love online classes because you're able to work from home, and you don't have to worry about traveling to school to learn something. And I would recommend that to someone who has a busy schedule like mine. If you're working and going to school, yes.
How is the interaction with the professor while you do online classes? Is it strictly email, or do you Skype or so forth?
My experience is strictly email, but they offer chat lines, and they also refer you to other resources that you could if you have any problems.
Now, you've been a student here. What kind of advice do you give an incoming student?
The best advice that I have for an incoming student is to take school seriously, do your homework, really study, and get that hands-on experience of whatever you're trying to learn.
Okay, Lacey, thank you for being my guest here today. And thank you for joining our program today. I'm Chris Marks, your host, and we'll see you back here next time on CSM Declassified.
Hello, my name is Charles Thompson. All of us here are in the digital media production program here at College of Southern Maryland. Come talk to us, learn us more information, or check it out yourself at the link below. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to working with you soon.
How do you find out what's happening at the College of Southern Maryland? Get connected with CSM social media. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, even LinkedIn. Get up-to-date information for CSM news, sports, events, and social life. Stay connected with the College of Southern Maryland.